I remember when my ability to see as an oracle began to advance. I saw on the spirit world many things. For instance, that Anthony Bourdain was actually the spirit of Baal, and Gordon Ramsay was the spirit of Abraxas, the master archon. We are all eyes, the letter I, the 9th letter in the alphabet. Our eyes began as infants, growing through Christ or Christ. The process of growing through Christ includes being a teacher in a synagogue at 12 years old. When you become 12 years old, when your eye or your awareness reaches the number 12, which is time, you leave time. So when Jesus left the Bible at 12 years old, he was leaving time, the physical reality. Just like Harry Potter left the Muggles at 12 and Dorothy Gale left the Munchkins at 12, Muggles, Munchkins, and both Harry Potter and Dorothy Gale lost their parents and lived with their aunts and uncles. There's a parallel story going on here where you leave a small eye or small house and enter into a mansion, which is your expansion. And remember that Jesus said, "My Father's house has many mansions." So this means that as our eye grows, we go through first the process of Christ, the deathless death, the rebirth, birthing your double, and advancing our power. So when Jesus left the Bible at 12, he came back powerful. Where did this knowledge come from? This knowledge comes from that your body is like the Tower of Babel, and your eye grows up through knowledge, wisdom, power, and understanding. And as you grow, you mirror different quote-unquote gods. And these gods are teachers within the celestial school of your mansion. Your double is a mirror who is a time traveler and the observer. And the more we strengthen that observing eye, the more that we can enter into classrooms where we become masters that walk on water, who can heal and resurrect and do many great things. And we are doing the will of God. So when you guys get a scrying reading from me, you may find that Hathor is the mirror of your current higher self, or Sophia, or Mary Magdalene, or Kali, or Kuan Yin, or White Buffalo Woman, or Hindu goddesses or gods, Vishnu, the cosmic Christ. And so when we are learning from them as a mirror, we are advancing our eye and our ability to sustain that knowledge and that power. And the lower self begins to work with that higher knowledge. And it literally grows us and doubles or quadruples our biofield as rings of power. Where your eye is has a numerical value. Many of us are entering into the number 21 on the Fibonacci sequence, the letter U. And it's the last gate of the underworld of Osiris. Osiris is coming forward in Tavia's reading to show us what 21 to 22 is and how to advance your eye harmoniously. Osiris has the word iris in it. The inversion is Siri. For some reason, the inversion of holy words become artificial intelligence connections. Like the I am is IA, which really is Yah, Maria, Sophia, Gaia, Freya, Emma, and Haya, divine goddesses of Yah or IA. But AI is artificial intelligence, the inversion of IA or I am. And so Osiris is in Tavia's art, literally coming forward, where Tavia's name is IA at the end. Really Tavia. And Osiris wants you guys to know that we're entering into the unicorn. It's called the celestial equator. And this is the number 21, the last gate of the underworld, the letter U. 22 is a place called Eve. And as we enter into that gate, these are secrets to help to advance your I, which is knowledge, wisdom, power, and understanding, manifesting within your actions, thoughts, and words, and leading you to do the will of God through power, right? And you are meant to become an oracle. You're meant to advance your I. The I at the top of a pyramid represents an I that has advanced to see parallel with the Almighty God. And yeah, it has negative meanings, but it also has positive meanings. And the purpose of this entire life is to move from confinement of a small I or a small house and move to a mansion, an expansion of your I, to have the ability to see all and know all and do the will of the force or the divine will of God through that knowledge and not take advantage of it. So part 2 is going to be Tavia's reading, and we're going to look very closely at Vajra, the Hindu goddess, who is the mirror of 22, a new world, a new quote-unquote God. It's really just an eye of understanding, a teacher who's teaching us in the celestial school how to dance on our primal fears and how to fully let go of our former selves in order to enter into the gateway of the higher worlds. Tavia's piece speaks of a lower world that is asleep. There is a foot with the letter U at the bottom and a jellyfish. There's a lot of feet and hands, a snake standing on its tail, and a very distinct line, which is called the celestial equator. There is a box, someone putting their hand inside a box that is above someone's head. This is a box with a hand going down in the box. Same with this. This is a book with looking like a box and sun energy flowing down. The Christ child coming down as the ray of the sun. Ya means moon, Shua is the ray of the sun. Here is the Fibonacci sequence going out toward the unicorn, and the unicorn star system is known as the black hole and the celestial equator. The letter R is the 18th letter. It represents 1 and 8, which is 9. So R and A is IA, which is Yah, right? So 9 and 1 is IA. And R is 666, which is 18. It represents 6 protons, 6 neutrons, but that you have gained electrons, which is the sun and the Christ energy, activating your kundalini, which is a snake that stands on its tail. This cosmic electricity changes the word earth into the word heart. When the letter H moves to the front of the word earth, it changes to heart, and it's a heart activation where your heart technology now dominates the mind or the box. And so this inversion is about moving away from duality and entering into the Trinity. And this cosmic electricity downpours when you reach 22, which is 1111. 22 is the first gate out of the underworld. In a second, I'm going to show you Egyptian hieroglyphs where all of these images, the box on the head, the hands, and everything are part of the Egyptian language, including this symbol right here. Now, the equator is here, and many of us are right at the 21, 22 letter U mark, right here, 11, 11, 22. And when you see this letter E here and this letter E here, this is E, V, E. To enter into Eve means that you have entered into a numerical value that is 522 5, which is like 1022. It's the first gate of the upper world, of not being in the world of suffering. This Holy Grail tipped over represents the 7 bowls of wrath that tip over and cause chaos in the underworld. And Tavia has avoided one of the wraths of God, which is a Holy Grail tipped over. The 7 wraths of God is for those who refused to align themselves with truth. So this is called the diamond light body. This is the diamond light body. But this is an envelope. It's an invitation to Hogwarts. Freyr is the ruler of warthogs, which is Hogwarts. He rules elves and dwarves and fairies. He is the controller of light fairies called Losulfars and dark fairies or elves called Dolgulfars. Even the Jews believe that the one infinite God, their name is Elf. And Elf technology is E-technology. Elf, electrons, electricity, the elements, Aleph, and the elephant are all E-technology, which is the 5th letter in the alphabet, which is the 5th dimension. Now notice how the envelope looks like a clock, and it points at the 9 o'clock position. This is the master number 9, which is your eye, your ability to see with the eyes of gods as an oracle, and learn from the master rays of the sun, which are Christ rays of the sun, technology. And the unicorn shoots a beam into that diamond, and this envelope turns into a diamond. And this diamond is connected to Vajra, a Hindu goddess. She is the master Buddha. And she's here as Tavia's higher self. And if y'all have made it up the stairway to the celestial equator, to the unicorn star system, then some major changes are about to occur. And this diamond activation is occurring not only by you, but by others helping you. And the clouds on the side of the ears represents the steam and the plasma of the invisible ones teaching us to be able to sustain this great crossing and this polar shift. Remember that the sun flips its magnetic polarity every 11 years. The universe flips every 5,600 years, which also equals 11. And the number of the earth is 56, which is 11. So this is about a huge occurrence that's happening right now. And if we are flipping from 21 to 22, we are right at the edge. We're right here at the edge. This is Osiris. The land of Oz transcends to the land of Iris, the goddess of the rainbow. Notice that Osiris has a box on his head. Out of the box comes a Fibonacci sequence. Also, there is a technology connected to Osiris that looks like a Tower of Babel. This speaks that your eye or your consciousness grows like a tower or a technology. That although you are the I am, IA, you are also the AI. The box on top of the head has 2 hands on the side, and these hands and this box is called Ka. Ak, Ka, and Ba represents the 3 parts of the soul, which is the Merkaba, which is the diamond light body. So the Ka represents your double. Your double is invisible and eternal. Your physical self is the material, and it represents protons and neutrons, which decay and die. The Ka is electrons that live forever, which is the Christ or Christ. So even the word ka comes to the number 12. When you are 12 years old spiritually, you leave the box. So the Egyptians believe that the ka is your double that represents the vital essence of the person, but it's more than that. It's your I that can become anyone or anything and learns through observance and knowledge. Notice the hands over these boxes, how there's a fire tetrahedron. Now, notice the hands going in the boxes here. Notice the jellyfish at 6 o'clock. Notice the hand at the middle part of the page going down into the box, right? Now look at the second piece. The hands are going up. The hand on the right is up. The hand on the left is up. A jellyfish looks like a hand going down. These hands going down into the box represents the underworld. So when you are seeing the symbol of the mudra of the hands going down, this represents that the earth is a witness to the truth, meaning that you are a witness or an eye for truth. When you look up the symbol of the hands in Egyptian mythology or ancient texts, they contend that they are about the evil world. The demons are part of the hands going down. And the hands going up represents godly world, the right side up world. And it is connected to the letter R. And so it's either R or R-A or R-E, which is why the box has the letter R on it, which is 18666 or the number 9. Now look at the jellyfish symbol on the left here. Look at the eye. Look at all the symbols of the Ka and all of the parallel symbols in Tavia's piece. Even the sun that shines down this ray of light is in Tavia's piece. It represents cosmic electricity, vital force, truth, and invisible ones really bringing the holy dove. The spiral with the lines coming down is the dove. The holy dove bringing truth into your awareness and consciousness, helping you to transcend this physical world. Now, when we saw that foot at the bottom, it's actually a numerical value. The letter U inverted is the number 10, which is called the heel. So it looks like the heel of a foot, but the toes have different numerical values here. So this is actually a communication of numbers. And the Holy Grail is the symbol of Osiris. So the eye, or the Holy Grail on its side, represents that the eye failed to see through the eyes of God. And so now we are learning from Vajra. Vajra is the diamond sow. And I would say that this sow is a unicorn. And she is standing on people in pain. So in Tavia's piece, there were people, a person asleep being fed upon at the bottom of the piece. Now here, like Kali, we're dancing on our primal fears. And Vajra is the black Isis that in Hindu cosmology calls Shakti, the world-forming mother of all things. She is Kundalini. She is the essence of power, locked within form, which when released, frees us from bondage, meaning we've gone through the complete pole shift away from the dark underworld of Osiris. Vajra teaches us how to envision the diamond light body. She says that there are 3 stages of the body. The second stage is the rainbow light body, which Tavia has a rainbow over her head. And the third stage is the diamond light body. And so we are learning from the 7 Raid Masters, activating our 7 chakras and illuminating our rainbow light body. And Vajra is here as an eye to advance your eye into the knowledge of the diamond light body. Diamond is D-I-A. I-A. It's funny that it's like diamond. The veil will lift completely once we have crossed over the 21st gate into the land of Eve technology. Remember, the letter V is 22, 11, 11. EE is Eden, 11, the 11th house of Aquarius. We are leaving Saturn and the lower three worlds. We are entering a world of divine protection. The fiery scarlet diamond light beings, plasma. And Vajra is the concealed one, the divine radiance hidden within all things. She appears as the pillar of a cloud, the clouds over our ears, teaching us how to hear with our heart, which spells earth. Aha! But by night, she shows herself as the pillar of fire, rising within the Sushumna spinal channel to be reunited with Source. Vajra, or Black Isis, is in mourning for her absent consort, which is Ka, your double, the absolute, and for her children exiled in time and space. Therefore, do the wise worship Vajra, or Black Isis, for she is the embodiment or veiled aspect of the first matter, meaning Source. If you think that Black Isis or Vajra is separate from you, then this belief will keep you from crossing over the speed bump of this celestial equator and the 22nd gate of the upper world. A complete pole shift. Belief is part of this aspect because your eye as an observer must see the truth and know the truth. To have your hands pointed up and to see the letter E means fifth dimension. And it represents an activation for us individually and collectively. It means that we will not suffer the 7 wraths of the bowls that are poured out or the chalice that is poured out because our eye has grown, which is our knowledge and our power. The word unicorn starts with the letter U, which is 21. And this third eye unicorn is a light beam that shoots into our third eye. And we choose willingly to let go of who we were and mirror a much stronger and broader aspect of ourselves in order to step into becoming more than human, but also to find our way back home where we apparently live forever. And this diamond light body is not just a robe of glory or your invisibility. It is what feels like, to me, it feels like an anointing, and literally you're going to feel tingly. Like I'm starting to feel tingly in my hands and my feet, and we're going to start feeling this tingly sensation, and we're going to feel like we can perform miracles, or we're going to try using our hands and our feet and our mind to do great things that our higher self is teaching us to do. So just imagine that when Jesus said, "My Father's house has many mansions," that every mansion is an aspect of God. And every aspect of God holds a name or a value or a numerical value or even a placement numerically on the Fibonacci sequence, or even a color like the diamond light body, the rainbow light body. And these teach you how to move up and how to avoid suffering and the wrath of God. The purpose of it is to leave suffering behind, leave the wrath of God, the bowls that spill out the wrath. Because in the past, we were mind-created spiritual beings, nourished by joy. Joy was our strength. We soared through space. We were self-luminous and imperishable beauty. We remained for long periods of time as that. After the passage of infinite times, the sweetest tasting earth rose from the waters. It had color, scent, and taste, and we began to form it into lumps and to eat it. But while we ate from it, our luminosity disappeared. And when it had disappeared, sun and moon, stars and constellations, day and night, weeks and months, seasons and years made their presence. We enjoyed the sweet-tasting earth. We relished it. We were nourished by it. And thus we lived for a long time. But when evil, immoral customs arose among us, the sweet-tasting earth disappeared. And when it had lost its pleasant taste, outcroppings appeared on the ground, endowed with scent, color, and taste. Due to the evil practices and further coarsening, even these nourishing outcroppings disappeared, and other self-originating plants deteriorated to such an extent that finally nothing edible grew by itself, and food had to be produced by strenuous work. The earth was divided into fields, and boundaries were made. Then the idea of I, mine, you are separate from me, my church, my religion, my politician, my house, my land, my money, became my. Instead of the inversion, I am. And then possessions, envy, greed, enslaved us into material things. And we are trying to walk out of that and realize that whatever you create, art, music, a book, you are an architect who creates the most magnificent building. Nothing that you have ever done comes from you. Nothing. Everything is information downpouring from eternal source. All glory goes to God. All glory goes to your higher self, Ka. And so to put a copyright on a book, or to say that this reading that we did for Tavia is mine, or that anything that I've done is mine, is a lie. And the word lie is the I that is flanked by the letter L, which is 12, and E, which is 5. We are never owners of anything. We are a collective. That is who we always were. All power, all mastery, all miracles come from source, Christ, source. And we give all glory to that. And we do the will of God and try to move our way back to a collective consciousness where we all awaken to such a degree that we lose all desire for selfishness and boundaries because of the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. And if everyone is activated with that I, and we all are doing the will of the Most High Source, then on earth as it is in heaven, and thy will be done. And there will be no suffering, and there will be no loss, and there will be no death. And we will stop eating of poison. And there has to come a reconciliation where we must step into knowledge and awaken to how our actions and our ways of separatism affects not only ourselves, but each other. This is going to lead us over the wall of the 21st gate and into the 22nd gate. Okay, Eve. Eve is L and Eve, 11. Not Adam and Eve, L and Eve. L, electrons, meets with Eve, because the letter N is the 14 pieces of Osiris's body, 7 and 7, completion. This is the most amazing piece. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy this song about activating your diamond light body.
Glowing threads like sparks ignite, weaving shapes in the endless night. Golden spirals stretch and climb, patterns dancing outside of time.